Angela Bassett. Lupita Nyong'o. And the king himself, Chadwick Boseman. Thank you all so much for coming out. Nearly a year since audience started appreciating and then embracing and then devouring and then having this film really become part of our culture. And we talked about at the beginning, or I mentioned that 2018 has felt like a year which we needed this to be true, but it's a year when the movies have given us what we've needed at certain moments, and this film felt like it was on the vanguard of that. Whether we knew it or not, we needed this film, and audience certainly have embraced it in a manner that reflects that this was something that was missing, and you all helped fill that void. I'm wondering, how conscious were you in putting this together, working with Ryan, working with the entire team, that there was the potential, at least, that this would become a cultural touchstone?
Wow. I'm gonna start out with the easy questions. I think there's no way you can know how an audience is going to respond to anything, and there was obviously something about this that was new, so there was definitely some trepidation there on the side of the studio, probably, and on our side, but not in I don't say that in a negative way. I think there was an excitement every day, and I would even say even the first conversation that I had with Kevin Feige, Nate, and especially first conversation with Ryan, it was all about the fact that you haven't quite seen this before. And anytime you can say that about any piece of work you're gonna do, as an actor, as a director, writer, you get excited about it. You're like, oh man, they haven't seen this. Oh my gosh. So you hope the script is gonna be great. You know, you hope the script lives up to what you think it could be. And when you see it is, you go, oh, it's close, you know. And so we had like a 2-week. No, it was longer than that. It was like a whole. It was 6-week period. Oh my God.
That's good if you thought it was shorter, man.
It was a 6-week period where we came in, we trained, but we also talked through the script. We also tried to iron out things that you know didn't work for each character. And I think throughout that process, there was a certain exhilaration that I have never felt on anything before, and that also carried into, you know, that training, that excitement during training, that excitement during the script or rehearsal process carried into literally every day of work, I would say. So we knew we were doing something that was special and that was exciting for us. I'm not saying that you guys would get it or that you would show up or anything like that. But and you also don't know what is the final outcome of everything you've done. Like, what is the cut gonna be? So no matter how excited you feel about it, you still have that certain sort of please don't let me down feeling throughout the process. And I think that's what this was, you know, all the way to the end, to the premiere, to, you know, you guys showing up on that. Thank God you did on that weekend. So you know what the possibility is, but you don't really know what the final outcome would be.
That's true. You don't know how it's going to end up. It's like a real faith journey. Like you say, you hope the script will be good, because I also had a conversation with Ryan without a script. You know, just on the phone one day, and I'd like you to play this character, and well, what happens to it? Well, we're thinking about this and we're writing this, and it was like, okay, but you take that leap because I'd seen his previous 2 films. Right. You know, so to work with someone who plays that well, you know, to know that you're a part of it, You know, you believe that this is great company. If there's any possibility of success, it certainly seems, you know, we have a chance. But if it's not successful, it's going to be the greatest experience. It's going to be a great experience, life experience and lessons. And I think every day in rehearsal, it did feel different. You know, we were just, you know, working on the accent work, working with, you know, you guys, of course, with all the fights and stuff, and just every actor, artist, or you talk to Ryan and say, well, I'm thinking about this, or what about this passage? And he's like, let me think about that. And he'd go think about it and come back with, you know, he would really think about it. So it was very, very collaborative. It was great. And I think the excitement in terms of the audience, you know, it was special in the making, just in the room. But with the audience, I think once we got closer and closer and we started seeing, you know, fans yeah. on YouTube, crying, and screaming, and you're like, dances. Oh my God, and connected, and it meant so much. That was different. That gives me chills now.
There were so many pitfalls, though, to fall in. There were so many things to fall into and to kill this, that, you know, I think every person was like, nah, I have to make sure that this is right. I have to make sure that that is right. We talked about the Warrior Falls. Like, there was so much input from each person about what would make those things right, because you want to make sure that you're being as authentic as you can possibly be with this fantasy. And you know, you want to make sure that things feel real to people, so that they can take this and it's like you want people to enjoy every part of what this tastes like. And so that part of it was one, you know, you just don't know how people are going to respond.
So before I ask you to jump in, I just want to survey the audience. So how many of you experienced Black Panther for the first time this evening? Isn't that intense?